Greetings, everybody. How are you? Glad to see you again and happy to be here to answer your questions again. If you have any question, please send them in one at a time. And can you hear me okay? Please let me know how's the audio. I shall start reading your questions and your comment. First one from Swante, Satu Satu. Ali Hassan, good day, Ajahn. Hi Eng Yu, looking forward to another round of positive and insightful sharing. Metta Lo, greetings Ajahn. Check Lingtan, greetings dear Tanajan. Sound and video are clear, thank you. Enilam Satu, Sue Kelly, good day Ajahn. I hope you are well. Sound is clear all the way to San Jose. Thank you very much. Bilim Satu Satu. Patty Pramsuwong. Namaskaran Tanajan. Greetings from Bangkok. Sound is good ka. Thank you. Hi Yu. Ajahn, why is it so difficult to let go of our attachment, especially money and love? That's because we've been so attached to them for a very long time. So it's not easy just to let it go right away. You need to have stronger mind also. Your mind is weak, so you might have to depend on love and money to make you happy. So you have to make your mind strong by meditation. When your mind becomes calm, your mind will be happy and can stand on its own. Then it can let go of the attachment easily. So try to develop mindfulness and sit in meditation for a long time to get to Ubekkha. Once you have Ubekkha and happiness, then you can let go of your attachment. Punami 10, good day, Pante. Hope you are well. I have listened to YouTube on August on Against the Defilement. It is indeed a great Dhamma knowledge. You should thank you, Sue Kelly, for her reading, for her dedication and her effort. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, how do I reduce my desire? By resisting your desire. Every time you desire for something, you should resist it by doing meditation instead of doing what your desire asks you to do. Every time you desire to watch a movie, try to meditate instead. Try to replace everything with meditation. Then your desire will become less and less, and eventually it will disappear. Walai Pon, grab Namaskaran Tanajan from Bangkok. Thank you. Ali Hassan, sound clear, Ajahn. Polling soon, how to practice inside mindfulness. There's no inside mindfulness. Mindfulness is to be aware of what's going on, such as your body, being aware of your body, or being aware of your breath. You don't practice inside with mindfulness. They are two separate practices. Mindfulness is to focus your mind on one object. Insight is to teach your mind the truth of the nature of everything as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Kenneth Hankey-Bach, greetings Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Thank you. Jimmy Ong, good day Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Lee May, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pauline Soon, what is helpful on walking meditation? Walking meditation will help you develop more mindfulness, so that when you meditate, your mind can enter into samadhi easily and quickly. So when you walk, you should be mindful of your walking, not thinking about anything else. Just focus on your steps, right, left, or recite a mantra as you walk. Stop your mind from thinking. Focus on your walking. Then when you meditate, your mind can become calm very easily and quickly. Hemlata M. How many days or times mantra should be recited for perfection of wisdom? Mantra is used for the development of mindfulness, not wisdom. Mantra cannot bring you wisdom. Mantra can bring you mindfulness. With wisdom, you have to contemplate on the three characteristics of existence: anicca, dukkha, anatta. Hasana Chunhasevi. Good morning from the top of the mountain at Loi Ka Prajan. The signal here is rather weak. Thanks for advising me to this place. I've got a lot of exam which I can pass by using your teaching and Luang Por teaching. Okay, I hope you pass all of your exams and become enlightened. Christine Zhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Hui Po Hua, greetings Ajahn. May you be well and happy, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kanok Kwan, Rachel, Ajahn. I read the word moha in the dictionary, Buddhist dictionary. It says that delusion is, I cannot read. Delusion is something you can correct with wisdom. I think this is what the text says. Well, delusion is not seeing the truth, not seeing everything as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's what delusion or moha means. In order to be able to see the truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta, you have to do analysis, just as the process of change of the body. The body first will be born, then it will become a baby. From baby, it will become a young boy or girl. Then it will grow up to be a man or a woman. Then it will become an old man or an old woman. Then it will get sick and then it will die. So this is anicca, being impermanent or changing all the time. You have to analyze everything to see that they don't remain the same. They keep changing from rising to ceasing. Then you can see the truth of anicca. Then you won't see everything as being permanent. You will see that everything comes and goes, rise and cease. As far as anatta is concerned, they are something that you cannot control. You cannot control your body. You cannot control your body to remain young all the time. You cannot stop the process of aging, sickness, and death. So this is anatta. Dukkha is suffering. When you try to control your body, and when you cannot control it, you get dukkha, you get sadness, unhappiness, or stress. So this is what it means by overcoming your delusion. You have to teach that everything that you possess are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Punnamitan, Bante, I feel very upset that when I in need of help money and for those balance money, he still owe me. My ex-husband just refused to help me. He is enjoying life with another woman. Now, why I'm suffering? Please advise how should I ease my suffering? Thank you, Bante. By giving up your desire to get the money back from him. Just consider the money as being stolen money. Once it is gone, it's gone. Don't expect anything back. Then you will not have no suffering. Just don't expect to get your money back. If you want money, you should go work or do something. But don't expect to get it from other people because it's not easy or it's almost not possible to get money from people, other people, if they don't want to give it to you. So you just have to give up your hope or your expectation to get the money back. Then you will have no suffering. Or you can consider the money as being dana, being charity. You give away. So you don't expect it to come back to you. Then you will have no suffering. Instead, you will have happiness that you have given to charity, that you are able to do charity, and you will be proud of yourself. Chu Chin, good afternoon, and my respect to Tan Ajahn. Good to be in your channel again. I am from Malaysia. Thank you. Kathleen Poor, Satu Satu, Anumodami Mahajang. Paul Ling Soon, why most of yogis fail to achieve liberation? Because they didn't develop wisdom. They didn't know the three characteristics of existence, and they didn't know the Four Noble Truths. So they start with just jhana. They only use mindfulness. They did not go another step further, which is developing wisdom, to see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Question from Levin Huang, Canada. Number 1, as a layperson, is it true that if we want to advance in meditation, we shouldn't engage in romantic relationship? In a way, we should stay celibacy if we want to attain liberation. Why sexual activity is not good for meditation, even though we genuinely love the other person. That's because when you have sexual relationship, you have attachment to the person. And when the person die or something happened to the person you love, you will have stress or suffering. The purpose of practice is to liberate the mind from suffering. So you have to let go of everything, not just people or things. Everything whatever that you are attached to, you have to let go. You have to live without having to rely on anything to make you happy. By meditation, you can have happiness within yourself. Once you succeed in meditation, then you can let go of everything, not relying on everything to keep you happy. Then you can then be liberated from suffering. Ramsa JW Satu Tan Ajahn. Your teaching gives me fresh and get more powerful to practice in each day. You are welcome. Terence T.H. Lee, Hi Thanajan, greetings from Singapore. Thanks for your time in teaching the Dhamma. Always looking forward to your Sunday and Tuesday sessions. You're welcome. Sandy Lim, good afternoon, Ajahn. A big sadhu for teaching us the Dhamma. We are so blessed. Sadhu, sadhu. Calling soon. Is it called nature karma? Because many human deaths, of course, COVID. Well, death is the consequence of birth, and birth is the consequence of cravings. Once you have cravings for the sensual objects, you will have to take birth. And once you have birth, then you will have death as a consequence. If you don't want to have death, then you should stop birth. In order to stop birth, you have to stop all of your cravings for sensual objects. Vichai Kale, Sadhu, Sadhu. Tony Yip, Sadhu. Somwang, Sadhu. Dui Han, good afternoon, Thanajan. It's good to see you in good health. Thank you. Too bad I cannot see you, but it's good to see your message anyway. Hope your practice is going well. How much longer will you remain in the monastery? I hope you can stay as long as possible. Ashin, Sadhu, Sadhu. Christine Kutkoski, dear Thanajan, having trouble obtaining mindfulness. My practice seems so flat. Any suggestion? Keep reciting mantra. Keep doing mantra. Recite mantra mentally in your mind from the time you get up. Anytime you want mindfulness, just recite mantra. After 1 or 2 minutes, you'll feel different. I guarantee you. Just keep reciting mantra, man. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or any other word that you like. If you like other words, you can use anicca, adukkha, anatta, or even death. You can recite death, 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 death. It will bring your mindfulness back right away. It will wake you up from your torpor, your delusion, your restlessness and agitation. Try it. It's not difficult, really. It's just a matter of doing it. Shelly Stino, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pauline soon, can meditation apply in daily life activities? You can apply mindfulness daily in your daily activities. Meditation, you have to sit down and close your eyes. But you can develop mindfulness all the time, which is a prerequisite to your meditation. Before you can succeed in your meditation, you have to have strong mindfulness first. So you have to apply mindfulness in your daily activity. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Keep reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or keep watching what your body is doing at every moment. Then you will have strong mindfulness. Then when you sit, you can then watch your breath or recite the mantra Bhutto again, and your mind can become calm very quickly and easily. Tony Yip, dear Thanajan, good afternoon. If a monk wear a pair of sandals when he is doing Vindapata, did he break the Vinaya rule? Yes, as monk we're not supposed to wear any shoes or sandals. But I think this rule might be compromised due to the nature of the location that you happen to be living in. If you have to do Bintabat in the snow, then it might be impossible to walk barefoot. So you might have to put on sandals or some boots. I don't know. It's not considered to be a grave grave, what you call breaking of the precept. It's just a matter of necessity, I think. If you happen to be living in the cold country like right now in the States, if you have to go out to collect food in Winterbath, you cannot walk barefoot. So you have to put on boots or something. So this is all right, I think, as sensibility. The Vinaya or the monastic code is based on sensibility, not on dogma. So the Buddha told us that if we have to change some of the minor rules, we can do it. If there's a good reason for doing it. So don't be too judgmental on a monk when he's not following some of the rules. You have to first analyze to see whether he's doing it out of sensibility or out of aversion or defilements. Adi aha, satu satu. Pauline soon, can Ajahn tell us what is the factor that block the practicing meditation? Not having mindfulness. So when you don't have mindfulness, you are blocking your meditation practice. You cannot succeed without mindfulness. So you have to keep developing mindfulness. Be mindful all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Question number 2 from Levan Wong. As a lay person, would you recommend us to work less part-time and have more time to practice meditation? Definitely. If you can, try to work as little as possible. You should work only to maintain your life, maintain your body, or have enough of the 4 living requisites of living. Once you have these 4 requisites of living, such as food, clothing, shelter, and medicine, then you should spend more time on meditation, because what you get from meditation is more worthwhile than what you get from money and things. Because money and things cannot get rid of your mental suffering. It's only the practice of meditation that can get rid of your mental suffering. Hemlata and what is the karma for eating animal meat? Satu satu. There's no bad karma if the animal meat that you eat is dead. But if you kill the animal or tell someone else to kill it for you, then this is killing. This is breaking the precept. It's considered bad karma. Pausing soon. What is meaning sensual desire? It's the desire to see, to hear, to drink, to eat, to smell, to taste, to touch. These are the sensual desire. Satu satu. JJ10, greetings from Singapore. I can't seem to meditate properly as the mind is running around, and I can't seem to ever have a good or peaceful meditation. How should I proceed? You don't have mindfulness. You need to develop mindfulness first by constantly reciting mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or keep watching what your body is doing. Don't let your mind run away from your body. Tie your mind to the body. Tie your thoughts to the body. Watching your body. Or tie your mind to the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto. If you can do this, then when you meditate, your mind can become peaceful and calm very easily. Tall Tan Peng, hi Ajahn. Can I use longer mantra like Namo Tassa? Yes, you can do chanting first if you like. If you find mantra Bhutto is too short for you, you can recite Namo Tassa or Bhuttang Saranam Gacchami or Anicca Dukkha Anatta. Or you can recite the whole sutta if you like. I did this when I first practiced. I recite the four foundation of mindfulness sutta in English. This can also calm my mind, make my mind less restless and more ready to meditate. So yes, you can recite anything mentally. Following soon, how to stop sexual desire by contemplating on asubha, or the unpleasant parts of the body, like the inner part under the skin, looking at the skeleton and all the inner organs of the body, like the heart, the lungs, the stomach, the intestine, the kidney, the liver, for instance. This will stop your sexual desire. Dui Han, thank you, Tanajan. I will stay until my visa expires, which is early March. I am wishing Omicron will result in border closure so I don't have to leave. Pam and her husband are here too. She seems to be happy. Yes, she just sent in a text just now. She said she's trying to do all her exam here. I hope she passed them all. Sunday, dear John, what causes people to develop multiple personalities in a single body? The lacking of mindfulness. Then when there is no mindfulness to control the thought, then the thought can create many different personalities. So the less mindfulness you have, then the more likelihood that you will have multiple personalities. If you have strong mindfulness, then you can stop the mind from creating all these different personalities. Pasana Chunasevi, may I ask about the sleep mind, the awakened mind, and delusion mind? This illusion mind is the same as sleepy. It is the same mind. The sleepy mind, the awakened mind, and the delusion mind is the same mind, only different in the state it's being in. A mind, when you go to sleep, then you have a sleep mind. When you become enlightened, you have a enlightened mind. So it's just a matter of changing your mind from being delusion to become enlightened or being enlightened. It is the same mind. Hong Hai Li, Sadhu, Sadhu, Pauline Su, how to practice mind observation by having mindfulness, watching your thoughts, watching your defilement. See if you have any defilement coming up. Just watch. If you have greed, then you should stop it. If you have anger, you should stop it. If you have delusion, you should stop it. EOSC, Sadhu, Sadhu, Shanti, Rangaraj, Ajahn, any guide to do good mindfulness. Keep reciting the mantra all the time. Keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Or else you should use watching your body movement. Every movement stay with the body movement. Don't let you go to some other place. If you are washing your teeth, brushing your teeth, just stay with the brushing of your teeth. If you are washing your face, stay with the washing of your face. If you are dressing, stay with the dressing. If you are eating, stay with the eating. If you are walking, stay with the walking. Don't let your mind go somewhere else. Then you will have good mindfulness. Question number 3 from Levan Hong. How do we combat loneliness if we decide to stay single to practice well? By succeed in your meditation practice. Once your mind becomes peaceful and calm, you will not feel lonely anymore. You can be alone and not be lonely if you succeed in your meditation practice. And in order to succeed, you have to be constantly mindful all the time. You have to keep reciting the mantra or keep focusing on what your body is doing. Then you can meditate and become peaceful and happy and not lonely. Lucy Dana Chitta Sasong, Satu Satu. Sentio Fiendi, โสติโหตุนะโมพุทธายาอาจารย์ Thank you. JJ Tan, I'm just not sure what mindfulness is. Why I can keep reciting Buddha all the time. How does it lead to mindfulness? Because you will be more aware of what's going on in the present. Your mind will not be running around all over the place. So if you can recite Buddha, Buddha, then your mind cannot go think about other things. So your mind become more focused, more concentrated. John Lee, good afternoon, Ajahn. When in meditation, I can feel the calmness. But when come back to daily working life, I used to think a lot. It becomes a habit for the mind to wander around. I don't know how to balance between holy practice and worldly life. I feel both are totally contradict. Can Ajahn advise? Yes, the holy life and the worldly life are contradictory. So you have to choose one or the other. You cannot have both of them. So if you want to go to the holy life, then you have to keep maintaining mindfulness. Even when you come out of meditation, you have to continue on reciting Buddha, Buddha to stop your mind from wandering around. And only think only when you have to. When you don't have to think, then you should stop it by reciting a mantra or by focusing on your body movement. Te Poi Ian, Satu Satu. Ivan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, can Ajahn advise the method used to be practiced for mindfulness on feeling Satu? We usually don't practice mindfulness on feelings. Feeling we use vipassana. We use vipassana to deal with feelings by analyzing the nature of feelings as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. If we want to use mindfulness, we should use the body as the object of mindfulness, or the mantra. Shelley Stino, wishing to do right practice, teacher and place are very important. I wish in future to come to your monastery. Entry for an umbrella to hang will be preferred for me, Ajahn. If that's all you need, then you are welcome to join us. Because we have a platform with a roof in which you can sit and meditate, and we have a walking path in which you can do walking meditation right in the middle of the forest. C.K. Sai, good afternoon, Ajahn. Thank you very much for your teaching. May Dhamma practice always bring you joy, good health, and happiness. Thank you. Hong Hai Lee, good afternoon, Ajahn. When I meditate by following the breath and in and out, should I count the breath, such as from 1 to 10, or just observe it? If you can just observe it, it will be better. It will require less action on the mind's part. But if you find that you cannot stick with the breath and you find counting help, then you can do the counting. It's up to you. You have to try both and see which one works for you better. I think it will be better if you can do it without counting. But if your mindfulness is not strong enough and your mind wants to stray and go somewhere else, counting might help pull the mind back in. So you have to try both methods, see which one works for you. Maybe when you first start, if your mind still keep wandering, maybe you want to do counting with your breath. And after you find that your mind is not wandering around anymore, then you can stop counting and just observe the breath alone only. Hemlata, in the morning when I wake up, I see the picture which is related to my dream of that night. What is this? It is just that. Don't pay any attention to it. Just let it go. It's just an experience. It's not enlightened. It's not enlightenment. So don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention. Be more mindful of the present. Forget about the past. It is already gone. Don't bring it back into your mind. It's a waste of time. Falling soon, why being be born involved with defilement and fear, character and wrong attitude? That's because you were like that in your past life. So you're born, you still continue to have this character with you. Tulu Pan, Namaste. Ajahn, what is different between awareness and mindfulness? Thanks a lot for your teaching, Ajahn. I think it's the same thing. It's just a different word, but what it means is to be mindful, to be watchful of what you do, to let your mind stay in the present, to stop your mind from thinking. That's what it means. If you have mindfulness, you will not be thinking. You'll be just being merely knowing or awareing. J.W. Lee, good day to you, Tan Ajahn. My appreciation, your time and teaching. You're welcome. Veronica, SGK, good afternoon, Bante, listening from Penang, Malaysia, Sadhu, Sadhu. Sona Day, dear Ajahn, apart from happiness, pleasure, why are beings also attached to pain and suffering? I don't know if they are attached to pain and suffering or not. I think they are obsessed with getting rid of pain and suffering. Nobody likes pain, nobody likes suffering, because they are the opposite of happiness, which people like. So whenever they have pain or suffering, they want to get rid of it in order to go back to happiness. Sento Fiandi, Buddha said, life is dukkha. How can I do to live dukkha, anumodana, by not being born, by having no life? Don't take birth. When you have no birth, then there will be no suffering, no dukkha. The Buddha said, those who does not take birth is the only people that will have no dukkha. Anybody else who take birth, no matter how good birth it is, they will have dukkha. Waye Namanja, I have been watching you, but I don't really get you. Are you a psychiatrist or a doctor? The answer that you give are they scientific based, and why do you dress like a Buddha master? I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just want to understand what this is all about. I am a Buddhist monk. I ordained under the monastic codes of the Buddha. I have to shave my head and put on robes like the Buddha. And what I teach is the method of getting rid of your suffering or stress in your mind. You have to study Buddhism to understand what Buddhist monks do. So search for Buddhist monk, then you understand what I am doing and who I am. I'm just a student of the Buddha, learning his teaching, and then I share my learning to other people who is interested. JJ Tan, is it better to live alone, as I find living with family partners a distraction, as we need to look after them and it's so emotional? If it's possible, yes, it's better to live alone. If you want to develop spiritual liberation, you need to be alone. John Lee, Sadhu, Sadhu, thank you Ajahn for the advice. Shelley Stino, Anumodana Ajahn. Hope to see you one day. Alvin Lee, good afternoon, Tan Ajahn. Thanks for your teaching. Greetings from Kuala Lumpur. Sayam Lama Gurung, Sadhu, Sadhu. Tony Yik, dear Tan Ajahn. Why mostly Thai monks have tattoo on their body? What it means? Is it allowed in their ordination? Thanks to Tan Ajahn. Tattoo is part of the Thai culture. Lots of Thai male believe that for them to be protected from evil spirit, they need to have tattoo. That's all. That's just This is part of the Thai culture. So when they ordain, they also have tattoo with them because they could not remove tattoo. And ordination doesn't require that you have to remove tattoo. You can keep tattoo. Xiao Shang. Ajahn, with my work nowadays, I feel it is a hindrance to my practice more and more. Hope can find a way out and have more time in practicing in very near future. Thanks for your guidance so far. Try to work less. Try to spend less money. When you spend less money, then you don't have to work as hard. You just work enough to provide yourself with the 4 living requisites. Then you will have more time to do the practice. Kim Bunchu, Sadhu Sadhu. Falling soon, what does Ajahn know about psychic power in practicing meditation? I personally don't know much about it. I just read about special ability of the mind if you meditate. Some people can achieve psychic power, having the ability to read other people's mind, to connect with other spiritual beings, to recollect their past lives. We shall kill, Sadhu, Sadhu. Chuk Boy Lo, Sadhu, Sadhu. Ali Hassan, thank you Ajahn for today's teaching. See you all again next time. Sadhu, Sadhu. Question number 4 from Lewan Huang. When monks disrobe, I feel very sad. I think it raises doubt in me that something is not working in the Buddha's teaching. How do I overcome this teaching? By looking at those monks who didn't disrobe. There are lots of monks who don't, once they are ordained, they never disrobe. So you have to look both sides of the story, not just one side. Then you'll see that it's not the Buddha's fault. It is the people who ordain's fault that they cannot remain in robes, not because of the Buddha's teaching. Because there are lots of monks who never disrobe once they are ordained, and they became enlightened and became teachers, teaching us the Dhamma. So you should look at the noble disciple, not the ordinary disciple. Look at enlightened monk. Don't look at the unenlightened monk. Then you will be inspired by the teaching of the Buddha. Pauline soon. What is different sitting meditation, samadhi, and vipassana? Well, samadhi is the practice for calming your mind. Vipassana is a practice to enlighten your mind with wisdom or insight. Edilam, Sadhu Sadhu. Sona Day, dear Ajahn, what is the difference between sati and sampachanya? Sati is mindfulness, sampachanya is continuous mindfulness. First you have sati, which is not continuous. Sometimes you have, sometimes you lose it. So you try to maintain sati to be continuous. When you have continuous sati, then you have sampachanya. Chung Mei Ling, Sadhu Sadhu. Question number 5 from Lewan Huang. As a female practitioner, isn't it possible for me to practice well in the Dhamma youth tradition when I don't have other female teachers to emulate? Thank you very much. There is a female nun which you can emulate. Her name is Mechi Gao. Look up for her biography. The biography of Mechi Gao by Ajahn Mahabua. She's an enlightened disciple of Ajahn Man. She's a woman. Look, there is a book written about her, and I think it's in Luangta Mahabua website called luangta.com, luangta.com. In the book section, look for Mechi Gal, biography of Mechi Gal. Then you can read about her stories, about her teaching. So nowadays, dear Ajahn, as ordinary people, how do we recognize monks who are generally enlightened? Very difficult. So the only way is to recognize the teaching. If they teach according to the Buddha's teaching, which means they have to teach the Noble Eightfold Path, then you can be more or less quite sure that at least they are teaching you the right stuff, not the wrong stuff. Look for the Noble Eightfold Path in their teaching. If they don't teach the Noble Eightfold Path, then you can be doubtful of their teaching. If they teach you the Noble Eightfold Path, then they're teaching the correct teaching of the Buddha. They might not be enlightened yet, but at least they will not mislead you. Kwan Liman de Ajahn, is quarantine needed again upon entering Thailand because of Omicron? Yes, right now you have to enter into quarantine again for 14 days. But this might not last long. They hope to get rid of this quarantine as soon as possible because they want people to come in. They need the money, the people to come in and spend money to stimulate the economy. So it might not be long before they allow people to come in and stay in Thailand without quarantine. But right now they have to do quarantine because right now the infection rate is very high. So we have to control the infection rate first because or else the hospital will not be able to handle the sick people. Pauling soon, what is sampajana? Continuous mindfulness. If your mindfulness is continuous, then you have sampajana. Okay. All right. We have about 13 minutes left. So you can send in your more question at this time. I have to take a brief break to take a drink of water. Pauling soon, what is sampajanya? Okay, I answered that question. J.W. Lee, last session, you were speaking about imagining that the body was on fire when there was overwhelming pain during sitting session. Later, imagine fire burn our body into ash. My question is, whether this contemplation is considered with using wisdom. Is it suitable for me to practice at the Burmese? I'm sorry. Is it suitable for everyone or restricted only to certain meditators? I have been practicing in the Burmese tradition until COVID pandemic, which condition is not suitable for me to practice at the Burmese center anymore. I used to be aware of the pain as it is with only bare attention during sitting meditation. It works well for me, but later I changed to Bhutto because I met you and have great faith in you. Can still be aware of pain as it is instead of imagining about fire burning on my body. Thank you very much. Yes, you can do any method you like. This is one of the methods, which might be suitable for some and not suitable for others. So you have to find the right method for yourself, either reciting the mantra or just watching the pain and leave the pain alone. or you can imagine the pain like being a fire burning your body. So it is not fixed. This method are not supposed to be fixed for everybody. You can try it, and if it doesn't work for you, then you just skip it and find the method that works for you. The goal is to keep your mind calm and peaceful and not reacting to painful feeling. That's all. Not being stressed out with your pain. If you can calm your mind and have equanimity, whatever method, that is good enough. You want to have the mind to remain in equanimity and leave the pain alone. Sajal Barua, great respect to you, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. Your Dhamma explanation touched my heart, and my mind agreed to your explanation and your Dhamma discussion. Anumodana, Ajahn Sajal from Australia. You're welcome. Tony, dear Ajahn, recently I have read news that country, if Sri Lanka end of this year, will facing bankruptcy because of this COVID pandemic. But as I know, this is a Buddhist country, and the citizens there should have do a lot of good karma. But why the country itself still have to face this problem? Can Ajahn please explain? I think first of all, you have to wait and see first. Okay, what people say might not be true, so you have to be careful with all the news you read. So wait and see, let things develop, let things happen first. If it happens, it happens. We live in the world of anicca, impermanent, and it can happen to any country, whether Christian country, Muslim country, or Buddhist country, doesn't matter. This is the nature of life. This is the nature of things in this world. Everything in a state of change, from good to bad, from bad to good, and so forth. So this is nothing important. This is nothing we should worry about, because you can rise above this thing. You can remain peaceful and calm if you know how to practice the teaching of the Buddha. Falling soon, why the mind not peace and always disturbed by dream? Because your mind, you have no mindfulness. You don't have sampachanya. If you have sati sampachanya, then your mind will not have dreams. And your mind will always be peaceful. Shanti Rangarash. Dear Ajahn, during mindfulness, chanting Namo Buddhaya, I am able to connect to the amulet that I am wearing, which is able to advise me next step. Should I let go this attachment? Can you advise me, Ajahn? I'm not sure if your amulet can teach you Dhamma. I think if you want to study Dhamma, you should learn from the sutta, or the teaching of the Buddha, or the teaching of his noble disciple. I don't think amulet is a good teacher. But if you think you can study from your amulet, then it's okay. If your amulet can teach you the Noble Eightfold Path, then that's okay. Falling soon, I do see some animal know to respect Buddha statue and also knowing the nature Buddha teaching. How this happen? It just happened, I guess. Some animals are smarter than people because their mind and our mind are the same, and some of them might have wisdom mind, but they have animal body. So sometimes they can be even wiser than human beings. So this is not impossible. In the sutta, we know the story of the animals such as the elephant and the monkey looking after the Buddha, because their mind have wisdom. Their mind recognize the Buddha, and their minds want to pay respect and make merit from the Buddha. Do we need to visit a temple, as we just need to have the Buddha practice in our heart and not worship a Buddha statue. You don't need to visit a temple if you know the teaching of the Buddha. The purpose of going to a temple in the old days is to study the teaching of the Buddha. But nowadays, you can study the teaching of the Buddha through the internet. So you can consider the internet as being your temple. The purpose of going to temple is to study the Dhamma teaching and then practice the Dhamma teaching, not to pray or to do any rituals. ขนบขวัญ Restaurant Ajahn, I understand the explanation about delusion by studying the three characteristics of existence. The lack of understanding of the three characteristics of existence is delusion. Once you understand the three characteristics of existence, then you have wisdom. J.J. Tan, does it make sense to visit famous temples that seem to grant our wishes? No, this is just belief. It's not true. If it's true, then everybody should be rich. Everybody who visits that temple should be rich and have all their wishes fulfilled. So it's just a matter of coincidence. You happen to go there and then you get what you wanted. So you put it on you think it was from the temple that gives you your wishes. But no, really. You cannot wish. Nobody can give you your wishes. It's you yourself who have to give you yourself your wish by doing what you need to do. Temples are supposed to be a place of study and practice the teaching of the Buddha, not anything else. Pauling soon, what is the benefit of holding the precept? It will stop you from doing sensual activities and provide you with the time to practice meditation. Well, we have about 3 minutes left. So if you haven't yet sent in your question, I think you have to stop for today. And if you already typed your question and you want to send them in, please go ahead. Terence T.H. Lee, Tan Ajahn, if I'm caught in a dangerous situation, for example, if a car hit me or I suffer a heart attack, what should my mind focus on? Your mind. Keep your mind calm and leave the body alone. Let go of your attachment. Don't try to do anything with your body if you cannot do anything. Just focus on your mind, like using a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, to keep your mind calm and not reacting to the situation of the body. Kenneth Tan Keyboard Satu, Kwan Patum Nama, thank you very much for Q&A teaching. Satu, Satu. Well, looks like we are almost run out of time. Just about 1 minute and a half. Okay, another question from Tony. Dear Tan Ajahn, good afternoon. Why every time I do meditation, when my mind starts to calm down, the restlessness and sleepiness to be accrued? Can Tan Ajahn advise? Thank you. Because you ran out of mindfulness. So you have to develop more mindfulness. So that when your mind becomes calm, you can become alert and peaceful and happy. Shirley Stino, Satu Ajahn, all the best to you in the Dhamma. Thank you. Kwana, Kanok Kwan, Reshulan, Satu Ajahn, Kathleen Poor, Ajahn for sharing your Dhamma talk today. May you be well and happy. Calling soon, thank you very much, Ajahn, teaching. Best Ajahn in good health and always happy, Satu. All right. That's about it for today. Thank you very much for your participation in this Dhamma Q&A session. I hope you have learned something from this session and apply it in your practice and advance yourself in your practice to the path of enlightenment. Thank you very much. If all goes well, I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.